What's up and welcome back. I'm John Stark from MacTheMovieGuy.com, your favorite blind film critic, and I'm heartbroken. We have lost a legend, Diane Keaton. Rest in peace. So I was literally in the middle of putting up reviews yesterday, and I got a push notification. I was like, oh no, no, no. So I had like a spot in my schedule for like one more movie, which was going to be something a little bit more related to October and spooky season and the stuff we're all watching this month. And I've got some new titles. I've got some screeners I'm sitting on. I have stuff that I need to be watching. But at the same time, like I did with Robert Redford, I had to stop and watch some Robert Redford movies. Now, luckily with Diane, I have a bunch of reviews already up of several of her sort of iconic movies. Like I already have the Godfather trilogy, that you can check out my reviews of those. I did First Wives Club. I consider that a desert island movie for me. But the other one I didn't have a review of that I really wanted to use today is Something's Gotta Give, which is what I'm talking about today because this is also a desert island movie for me. I adore this movie. I've seen it so many times, and yeah, I own it. And it doesn't have audio description. I did search to make sure that it wasn't currently available anywhere with audio description, which it's not. So I can't tell you if you want to go enjoy Diane Keaton and Something's Gotta Give that you can go to Paramount or Prime or wherever and watch it. It's just not out there. But from my pre-blindness, I've accumulated like 700 DVDs and then a whole bunch of digital copies, and not everything has audio description. So I sat down to watch my what might be my favorite Diane Keaton movie. It's debatable. It's so close between this and First Wives Club as to which one is my favorite of the two. This is the film that she was nominated for an Academy Award for. This film was released in 2003, so she was nominated in 2004 for Best Actress. She actually had a pretty solid award season for this film, as she was nominated at the Oscars. She was nominated at Screen Actors Guild. She was nominated by Critics' Choice. She was the pick for NBR. National Board of Review picked her for Best Actress. And she also won the Golden Globe for Best Actress in a Musical or Comedy. So she was pretty lauded. The only thing she missed out on really was BAFTA. So otherwise, she had a couple critics guilds along the way that nominated her for Best Actress. And she hit pretty much all the major precursor awards. So everybody agreed that she was excellent in this film, which is directed by Nancy Meyers, co-stars Jack Nicholson, Keanu Reeves, Amanda Peet, Frances McDormand, Jon Faverau, like a bunch of people are in this as well. And obviously the standout is her screen partner, co-star Jack Nicholson, who steals a lot of the show too here. So the plot of the movie is, we start off with Nicholson. He plays this sort of old forever bachelor. He only dates younger women. He has fun and then moves on. And he's currently dating Marin, played by Amanda Peet, and they're off to this beachside house that is owned by Pete's mother, played by Diane Keaton, who plays this playwright, like lauded playwright, because obviously just being a playwright wouldn't get you this home. So they have to make her like she's a once in a generational talent type playwright. That Erica Berry is just this, immediate name recognition that, because it's not really a fancy. You don't get this house. This house was beautiful. I mean, I could see in 2003, and I've seen this movie a bunch of times before I lost my sight. So I remember the house. I remember it's a fucking gorgeous house. Like, it's the kind of house where you just go, nobody owns this. This house is worth like 8 figures. It's gotta be. This is an 8-figure house. So it's got steps that go right down onto the beach. It's beautiful. It's a huge house. It's gorgeous. The house is a character in and of itself. But while Marin and Nicholson's character, Henry, I think, now I can't remember because he also has a name that's very similar to that, where they're the dancing group. At the end of the film, she writes the play about him. Anyway, so Nicholson and Pete are there in the house and kind of fooling around, and Keaton comes home with her sister, played by Frances McDormand, and they find Nicholson and they think he's an intruder. And then Amanda Peet comes in and clears everything up, and she didn't know that her mom was going to be using the house for the weekend, but they are. So everybody's there, and they're like, "Well, we're all adults. We can, you can be in your side of the house, and we can be in ours." And really, it's a huge house. I mean, they totally could be in two different sides of the house. So, but Nicholson is doing his best to navigate through this female trio, and ends up going into the bedroom later on that night with Pete, and he has a heart attack and was rushed to the hospital. And that's where we meet Keanu Reeves, plays this doctor. He's a younger doctor, and he is, at this point in the movie, I did the math, approximately, depending on when they actually filmed it, based on the release of the film, Nicholson would have been 66, Keaton would have been 57, Keanu would have been 39, just in terms of their ages. So just like generationally wide spreads here. So Reeves immediately is like, "You're Erica Berry? I've seen all of your plays. Saw the last one twice." Like, he's so into her, like, immediately. He doesn't need to be convinced. He's not, they've had a lot of talk about, Frances McDormand has a big speech about how men are turned off by older women, and if a woman of a certain age goes without being married, then she's like an old maid and a spinster, and meanwhile you're a catch, and they write articles about you. So lo and behold, here's a doctor who thinks the world of Erica immediately. Meanwhile, Nicholson is trying to get his footing again, so and get back to his life. So Reeves saves his life, but he has to stay around for a little bit because he's still recovering from this. So Keaton ends up taking him in and letting him stay at the beach house with her, and they don't get along, which is made even more awkward because Pete kind of breaks up with him, and she gives him a kiss on the cheek, and then it's like suggested that they're like moving on, right? Like, she's ready for something else. They didn't sleep together. They had never slept together. This would have been the first time for them. So Nicholson and Keaton end up having this encounter, which is sort of like the famous moment from this movie where she's like full naked. And Keaton did like a full nude scene for this. And Nicholson also wanders around the hospital in like a hospital gown, so you can see the whole backside of him. So at one point in the middle of the night, because the thing about their characters is that neither of them could sleep very well, he gets up in the middle of the night, and she's up in the middle of the night, but for some reason she's not wearing any clothes. Baffling to me, but does create the funny moment while she's changing, and she's got the door wide open in her room, and he sees her and she sees him seeing her, and it's this moment, and they kind of try to talk around it for a while after that, and eventually, of course, the movie is that, of course, these two just being together, they warm up to each other, they learn more about each other. He is, when she gives him a chance, he is likable, and he's all the things that, her daughter saw in him. And when he gets to know her, he's taken by all of her characteristics too, instead of just seeing her as an uptight woman that wears turtlenecks. Um, but at the same time, she is now in a love triangle because Keanu Reeves is courting her and taking her on dates. So she's got somebody who didn't need to be convinced. And like from the moment that he was in her presence, he was like, "You're Erica Berry? Wow." Like you can just tell, like just immediately, like his dream has come true. And yeah, the film just kind of progresses from there. I don't want to spoil it. I want you to see it for yourself. She's lovely in this. Keaton is so great with these quirky roles. It's one of the reasons why she makes such a great Annie Hall. Feels like that is her. That's her role. She had done some stuff, some stage work with Woody Allen before doing Annie Hall. Of course, in building her career. And The Godfather. Not as much dramatic work, but she does get recognized for it in films like Reds and Marvin's Room. She was nominated for Marvin's Room. It's a lot of comedies. It's more Woody Allen stuff, films like Manhattan. But man, in the last couple years, trying to find something that she's done recently that was good is like impossible. And I think about Diane Keaton so many times when I think about how we use the generation, like her generation now, we don't seem to be able to make movies for them anymore. Every single movie we keep putting out is a waste of time. Like we haven't had a really solid Best Exotic Marigold Hotel since that. Like we haven't had a film that is actually utilized. We keep putting them in like 80 for Brady's and summer camps and Fabulous Fours and these Palms and these movies that just they're not funny, they're not memorable, they don't go anywhere. And Diane Keaton's been in a bunch of them. Maybe I Do, Mac and Rita, Summer Camp, the Book Club franchise, which is not nearly as fun as you would think it should be, considering they made a sequel to it. She's had a couple films here at the end that have just been not of her level, not on her level. And I was really hoping that she would still be around so that we could give her something like Something's Gotta Give, that actually is written well. Her co-stars, everybody is just firing on all cylinders, and it isn't this lazy, cheap, well, we hire these actors and I'm sure they'll do something with this script that has nothing to say, means nothing, isn't funny, isn't well written, but the talent will elevate it. There's only just so much they can do. Probably of her last couple films, Maybe I Do is the most watchable, or maybe Book Club. But other than that, some of the films are just, Summer Camp is terrible. So I kind of wish I wish she had been around longer so that we could have fixed it, because I don't think we didn't allow her to age out of Hollywood with grace and with the kind of respect and reverence that she's worthy of, being being an Academy Award winner, multiple time nominee, and somebody who's anchored these classic films and franchises. And say what you want about First Wives Club, but I mean, they turned it into like a TV series and a movie. A musical. It's been both a musical and a TV series. So it's a comedy from the 90s that everybody remembers, and she's right the center of it. So I love these movies. I know the better movies, the technically proficient movies, the ones that I should be saying that are at the top, are like The Godfather and Annie Hall, clearly, or Godfather Part 2, Annie Hall. But the favorites, though, the ones that I watch all the time, are First Wives Club and Something's Gotta Give. So that's where my heart is. I can't say anything about audio description because I didn't watch the audio descriptions. Like my first reaction for Redford was to watch Ordinary People, which wasn't available anywhere with audio description at that point either. I eventually found and watched a couple of things with audio description after that. But I don't really want to revisit a whole chunk of Keaton's career because they're films that are beneath her. There are some films that are like passively okay. She did one with Michael Douglas, and So It Goes, which is fine. I don't hate Because I Said So. That was fine. They're not great movies, but after Something's Got to Give, the kinds of offers she was getting were not Something's Got to Give. So this is, I believe, her last great film, and it came out in 2003. And after that, she did make more movies, but nothing really. Maybe Darling Companion is another film that I think was fine, but not like great. So just a couple of fleeting moments. But yeah, she's got a lot of films out there. Mad Money, just a lot of films that bombed at the box office, didn't work, aren't really great films, are made just for the AARP crowd, but I think they can be sold better movies like this. This was a big box office hit, Academy Award nominated, Golden Globe nominated film, for her performance. And Nancy Meyers knew how to write for her. So I will miss Diane Keaton. I don't know that I'm going to explore all of her films because the films that I want to explore, I already have explored. I already have existing reviews up on the channel. The only one would be maybe doing something like for Baby Boom or Annie Hall, but I might just do this one review for her. So I'm sorry I paused spooky season to give you Something's Gotta Give, but she's worth it. It's Diane Keaton. And for a couple decades anyway, people understood that. And it just seemed like later on in the end, the work that she was being offered and given was not equal to her talent. And that is sad to me, that we couldn't keep giving her more Something's Gotta Gives. Arguably, she could have done what Jack Nicholson did and what Sean Connery did, and when they started getting in offers, bad films, they just walked away. Sean Connery gets in the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen and goes, I don't know, I don't need to be doing this anymore. Jack Nicholson got that how do you know? Then he quit. So, sometimes they're just like, but then they ended on like not great films. Like Gene Hackman's final film was like Welcome to Mooseport. So I wish at least Robert Redford ended on The Old Man and the Gun. So I think we could have done better for Keaton. So, or at least given her like a limited series to be a part of. Something recently. Isn't Taylor Sheridan, doesn't can he use her in something? But yeah, I'm gonna give Something's Gotta Give, which I absolutely was skew a lot higher than everybody else. This is a desert island movie. I realize it's not absolutely perfect. I feel kind of bad for Keanu Reeves' arc because he never needed to be convinced, and I know we're supposed to root for Nicholson and Keaton to get together because they're age appropriate, and Nicholson makes a large turn throughout the course of the movie to meet Keaton where she is. Keaton really doesn't do a whole lot of changing. She's kind of just perfect with Nicholson, who has to come to the realization that he's old and needs to stop dating 30-year-olds. But Keanu never needed to be convinced of anything, and he just adores Erica like the whole movie, and he's never not a gentleman. He's never not perfect. He's every scene Keanu Reeves is in he's written so well here. He's so intensely likable as a character and as a match for Erica that as much as you like seeing these two, Jack and Diane, together, it's also kind of sad that she doesn't end up with Keanu Reeves, just because he seems to worship the ground that she walks on. And I don't know that could be said of Nicholson. So I'm going to give it a 9.4 out of 10. It's fresh. I love this movie. I would probably go higher, except for the fact that I realize that there are more technically proficient movies. And they should probably be closer to a 10 out of 10. I don't know how much higher I can go with Something's Gotta Give with that, but I think First Wives Club might be at my number one. If I were to give a number score to that, it would probably be like a 9.5 or 9.6, just to separate the two, and this might be my number two. But yeah, those are the films. Those are Desert Island films for me, and I've seen them both easily in the double digits, easily above 10, probably closer to 20 times, I would say. Definitely with First Wives Club because it's a little bit older, so it had a couple years to generate a few more watches before Something's Gotta Give. So let me know what you think. What's your favorite Diane Keaton movie? What should I watch? Drop it in the comments. Rest in peace, Diane. One of a kind in her own style and everything. Her a breath of fresh air in the world of film and cinema. So we did not know how to use you in the end, but we got a lot of great work out of you for many decades. So thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. I'll see you guys on the other side.